Welcome back. Though most economic activity has been open under alert level 2 of the lockdown, several sectors of the economy remain under strain. The Health Minister, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, says the country will need to move to level 1 lockdown as part of its economic recovery. Well, let's discuss what this move will mean for South Africa's financial health with Martin Kingston from Business for South Africa, B4SA. Martin, good morning and thank you very much. In our intro this morning, when we started the show at 9 with Yuveka, we also referred to what the President told journalists at the SANEF meeting last Wednesday evening. He said, watch this space next week. I'm going to be addressing the nation and we're all looking forward to the feedback because there's been a number of discussions, consultations with various industries on the further reopening of the economy. What do you know and would you welcome a move now to level 1 from the perspective of Business for SA?
Well, morning, Dan, and indeed morning, Yuveka. We are very hopeful that we'll see a move from level 2 to level 1 as soon as possible so that we can release the handbrake on any other aspects of the economy that are constrained at the moment. As we know, that includes lifting the restrictions on cross-border travel, particularly international air transport, to promote the tourism industry, which has been badly devastated, obviously, by the pandemic and has not yet been able to recover in anticipation of the tourist season, relaxing the curfew, potentially relaxing appropriately the amount of people who can meet in public places, and subject at all times, of course, to ensuring that we observe behavioral change.
Yes, you've mentioned the curfew being relaxed. Currently, it's 10 at night to 4 in the morning. Gatherings are still limited to 50 people. You'd want to see that further opened and the number increased. Would you also want to see public transport services operating, all of them now at 100%?
We absolutely have to see that, subject, as I said, to ensuring social distancing with all of the appropriate interventions with respect to behaviour change. And obviously on public transport, we focused a lot of time and resources. When I say we, I mean the social partners, labour, business, government, and indeed civil society, in trying to design fit-for-purpose structures without overburdening the system, but at the same time ensuring that people can effectively get to and from work without endangering themselves or those in their company.
What would business expect when it comes to international travel? We know that international tourism is also a big contributor to our economy.
Yes, well, international tourism probably is the mainstay that we need to look at. It's an absolutely critical boost, a contributor not just to GDP and therefore to employment and local manufacturing and production, but also, of course, to badly required foreign exchange earnings. We need to see that happen as soon as possible in time for, as I said, the tourist season. We've already seen local tourism opening up. There's not going to be as much regional interest in tourism as international tourism.
Okay, now...
And obviously the airlines internationally are themselves taking strain, but people are beginning to make their reservations now, and we need to give them the time and the opportunity to plan ahead so that we can exploit the opportunity for maximising revenue during the summer period.
So far, what I'm understanding from your perspective, Martin, as Business for SA, you'd like international travel to resume, opening up of international borders. Should that be restricted only to the rest of Africa, or you want it to be the international travel to be opened across the globe?
No, we believe it needs to be across the globe. Obviously, we need to be duly sensitive to those countries which may have significant levels of increased infection rates, and we're seeing that happening in parts of Europe and indeed in the United States. So obviously the government will be concerned about importing that. We also need to consider quarantining arrangements. How appropriate and how practical is that in the context of people who are flying long distances to be able to enjoy tourism opportunities in South Africa? Those issues need to be balanced. We know that the President and his colleagues are looking at that very carefully. As the tourism industry, we have ensured that our inputs have been lodged with all of the relevant parties. But we need to balance, as we've consistently said, Dan, lives and livelihoods. This is clearly a major livelihood issue in terms of restarting the tourism industry and ensuring that it can operate to maximum effect.
Okay, thank you very much, Martin Kingston there. Well, business for South Africa looking forward to move to level 1 of the lockdown. We don't know what the president will announce sometime this week. He's promised us in the media, in the meeting with SANEF last Wednesday, that's South African National Editors Forum, saying that watch this space this week. So we are all waiting, Mr. President.